Drogba indirdi ceza Snyder. Snyder gol! Allah'ım gol! Muslera! Fernando Muslera! Golün adı Muslera! Salih, Drogba! This is incredible!
From the Lion's Den, a Galatasaray podcast.
Merhaba and welcome to episode 66 of the Lion's Den, a Galatasaray podcast. Done by the community, for the community. From all around the world, I'm your host Samet, back with another episode and back with my other colleagues. We got from Canada, Coach John. Hello Coach John, how are you doing?
Hello, host Samet. I'm doing well. Welcome back. Glad to hear from you. Glad to have you back in the podcast. I know it's been a while. Happy to be back. This should be a fun one. We had a historic win in Manchester, so looking forward to chatting about that with you guys.
Oh yeah. And of course our mobster Emre from New York, America is here to us today as well.
Hey, how you doing? Glad you can be back with us, Summit.
Oh
Did
yeah.
you enjoy your vacation? How was it? You tell me about
Very much. It was a very nice holiday. I have a nice tan now. I look like those Jersey boys.
it. Where'd you go?
Egypt. You know, we had that
Cairo?
talk. No. It's just like a resort. Hurghada, it's called. But we had that talk about Egyptian names, right? So I was like,
Yes.
let
That's
me
right.
go and have a look if that's true. And yeah, they have no last names, man. Just like fathers' names.
You really have to get to the bottom of that, right?
Yeah, no, of course.
It's a thing now.
We do our due diligence, John. We don't just say things. We do research.
And
He
that's
says
why
it and he
we,
backs it up.
and that's why we pay you the big bucks, bro.
Yeah. But all in all, Salih from the Netherlands, back with another news fact of the week.
Yok oğlum bunları bırak işte. I don't have facts ready. This is long dude. Like I don't do that anymore.
I knew
But,
Summit was gonna do that to you. Like,
Yeah, I know. Always.
no preparation. Like, hey, Salih, I'm gonna ask you for the fact. Like, I knew he was gonna do that.
Like at some point, maybe I should just come with a fact. He's gonna ask it anyway. And
Bro,
then just get him caught off
you
guard.
can just like, what did you call it? You can just loosen it from your sweater. There's a saying
What?
for that.
What? Like,
Loosen
you mean
it from your
like
sweater?
Must be a
bullshitting
Dutch
one,
thing.
basically?
Huh?
You mean like the bullshit one, basically?
No, just draw one from your hat. That's what I mean.
Ah.
Oh my god.
That's also bullshitting one. How you
From
gonna make up a
inside-
fact?
No, he wants him, as we say, to pull one out from his sleeve, bro. Or
Yes,
pull one out,
that's what
you
I
know?
was.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
you see, I'm not native, so
Yes, I got you, bro.
you got me. That's good. How you guys feeling?
Eh,
Feeling all right. Feeling
Okay.
well.
What
To
the
talk
hell?
about the game.
Okay, that's
Dude.
odd. Like that's like vibes from last year with Burak Elmas.
no. Wait,
Don't
let me
say that
this
name
way.
to me.
Yeah.
Outside-wise-
He's dead
outside-wise-
to us.
Of course, buzzing.
Yeah,
But just personally, just you know, not
but
super
that
good,
doesn't
not
make
super bad.
sense. That like because personally, I do good when Gala does good. So
I'll tell you this. Yeah, my wife literally saw me cry yesterday, bro. Like,
yeah,
straight up, like she literally saw me cry, bro. Like I just knew, like I've been saying from, I think it was the last episode we recorded, I knew we were gonna come in and win this game. Like I knew that. And I don't know, like I couldn't believe it, man. Like just seeing everything unfold it's theater, man. That's all I can
yeah.
say.
No, I have the same. I mean, yeah, the Icardi penalty and then this goal afterwards.
Oh, spoilers.
I went, yeah, no spoilers, but I went in front of the TV and I said quite some embarrassing things. And I'm not sure. I think she recorded it. I'm not sure yet.
You think? Were you drunk again?
No.
High on medicine.
Bro, my heart rate was elevated as fuck. I don't know how people watch these games
Yeah.
because like I'm like sweating balls. Yeah.
Bro, I'm like always on edge when
Yeah.
I watch these games. Like any little pass mistake or anything, I go off the rails.
Me
I'm telling
too,
you.
man. I know.
I
Me
wonder
too.
what you did when Sergio did that mistake.
Yo, dude,
Oh, spoiler.
you guys know me with Sergio already. I've been saying he's terrible for the past year.
He
But
wasn't.
this is nothing new.
He wasn't. I'm telling
He
you.
was like
he wasn't.
what?
He was
No,
one of
this
the
game?
maestros of last year's championship.
Bro,
This year
Honestly,
he's on holiday.
I think he had maybe a handful of games, maybe 5, where he was like the maestro. But I felt like most of the time he got covered by Torreira and Mertens. And then when you don't have Mertens and Torreira, he got exposed big time
Yeah.
this past season.
All right. Let's talk more about that later on. But I wanted to give a public statement before we continue. Firstly, apologies for not recording an episode. I mean, I told the guys my schedule, in advance, that I would be on holidays, that I wouldn't have time. But for some reason, they haven't been able to fix the schedule. So blame them, not me. That's what I wanted to say.
I mean,
Okay.
as we can hear as well, Yasin isn't here, also on holidays. And then John moved to some random ass province in Canada working his ass off, so he isn't available all the time.
Mhm.
Emre has a life. Me, yeah. I guess I'm Mr. Excuses, so
Yeah.
But,
No, let's just blame Yasin. It's all Yasin's
Yeah,
fault. Yeah.
probably
yeah.
easier. He
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
here, so
I know. I like that. I like that idea.
I wouldn't be surprised if Yasin has been on more episodes than you, Samet. Just saying.
Bro, I've been so
Just
busy.
saying.
Look, dude, since I started this shebang, I got
shebang.
so much stuff. Like, I got a child. I got so much stuff, bro.
Who
with that
told you to
said-
go and get a child, hey?
With that, yeah. With that said, I also had a shit ton of guests on the pipeline, which I like to apologize if they're listening. I'm sorry. It's just really busy. I'd love to speak to you guys, of which the Galatasaray admin on Twitter. So he's one of the guests as well. But I need to schedule something with them as well. It's just very tough lately. We'll see. Because we're going to go to some games as well. I booked my flights and I don't know where I'm going to get the time from. But yeah.
What game did you book?
We'll be in Istanbul for the Alanya Sport game and the Manchester return leg.
Oh, okay.
And then I will be going to the Déplacement in Copenhagen, the last game.
Oh, that's amazing,
Ooh.
dude.
Yeah. So
That could be a decider game too.
it's on
Yeah.
12/12/23, which is the
Hopefully
birthday
by
of my
then we're
child.
ready through.
Yeah. So I'm expecting good things. Yeah. Lads, so we got the Manchester game as the main talking point. We had the Ankara Gücü game as well that we didn't do an episode on. We could touch up on. And other than that, we had also John, who was on BBC Radio 5 again. John,
Mm-hmm.
good job.
Yeah,
Good
thanks,
stuff,
man.
brother.
That was it's always a bit of fun. Like I was a little upset I missed out on the little excursion, I guess you can say, that you guys took with the Turin podcast there with the Juventus boys. I like being involved in these extracurriculars, I guess. But so it was nice. It was my second time talking with BBC, and it was a nice chat. Short, but a nice chat. And if anyone missed that, you can go on our Twitter, have a listen. It's about 4 or 5 minutes long, just previewing the match
could
against
play it.
Manchester United.
If you
Yeah,
want.
we could insert it, or
Yeah.
if anyone is interested in it, you can go on our Twitter. It should be one of the latest tweets there. You guys can take a listen. But
All right,
yeah, it was
I'll,
nice.
I'll play it right now.
Thank you very much. Earlier on, I spoke to Jun Jebdet from the Lion's Den, a Galatasaray podcast, about whether for them this was a good time to play Manchester United.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just the right moment. You know, I think for Galatasaray we have decent form domestically, and I think on the other end, Manchester United haven't exactly had the best results lately. So I think it's a good time to be coming into Manchester, a good time to be playing United, and I think it's a good time to sort of strike and possibly take some points on the road here in the Champions League.
It's quite a new look, Galatasaray. Turkish clubs have been the second biggest spenders in the transfer market over the last couple of years. And this year, there have been 5 big summer signings for Gala, including Wilfried Zaha. So what can you tell us about this new look side?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a new look for Gala, especially after the 13th place finish a couple seasons ago. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of new names that have come in. There's a new coach as well, Okan Buruk, who is a sort of a product of Galatasaray, and he was in the squad that won the UEFA Cup. So he really knows what it means for Galatasaray to have European success and domestic success as well. So with the names we brought in, like you mentioned, Zaha, Icardi, Torreira, Tete, Ndombele, Ziyech, Hakim Ziyech, it's an exciting time for fans, and we have a lot of quality now that we're hoping to put to use in Europe in big matches like we have tonight against United. So we'll see how it goes, and we definitely have the tools to get some points on the road here.
In terms of those stars, those new signings in this team, does it remind you a bit of the Gala sides of 10 or so years ago that had those big names playing for them?
Definitely, and I think that era with Wesley Sneijder and Didier Drogba, Felipe Melo, we're definitely seeing sort of shades of that, and I think fans sort of get the same feeling as we had in those days as well. And with that team, we had some European success, huge results against big teams like Real Madrid, Juventus. So we're sort of hoping for the same, the same type of magic that some of these players can bring. And playing in the Champions League, it really, really means everything for Galatasaray. And we're hoping to sort of regain the magic of the past year.
As you said, it's been a patchy start to the season domestically. So what do you expect from this side, and how will they approach the game against Manchester United? Because having drawn against FC Copenhagen in the first game, this one feels like an important match.
That's exactly right. I mean, domestically, the results have been there, but we haven't really been playing the most convincing football lately, I have to admit. And we're hoping that's sort of a result of growing pains and, trying to get our new players some chemistry in the team and things like that. So tonight against United, I really think that Gala will be desperate for some points here, especially after dropping some against Copenhagen at home, which probably should have gone a different way. That should have been a comfortable win for Galatasaray. So I think we're going to be a little desperate tonight against United to get these points. I'm expecting an open match from both sides sort of going forward, and I think it's going to be really exciting. So I think Gala are going to try to push the pace a little bit. I think we're going to look for goals and look to our players like Tete, Zaha, Icardi, Mertens to try to make something happen here. So I think it's going to be really exciting. Both teams really, really need a win, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great match.
15 minutes to go until the match gets underway at Old Trafford. Manchester United against Galatasaray. Arsenal also in Champions League.
So, Jan, nice. Yeah, I love how the presenter, or what's it, Kate Kelly? Says
Kelly.
Galatasaray.
Yeah, Galatasaray.
Yeah. I love how the Brits say that, right?
Yeah, it's very, it just rolls off the tongue. It sounds very nice. Galatasaray.
Galatasaray.
Yeah.
They were talking to the right person, not June Jevdet this time.
Yeah.
Or June or whatever. Korean guy.
I gotta, I forgive them for it. But this is the second time, I have to say, as good as the BBC are.
No, it's done. You are June now.
Yeah, yeah.
June Jevdet.
Yeah. They got the last name on pretty good. I have to give that to them, but...
Like I said, you just got to tell your name is John. John, and they'll pronounce it perfectly every single time.
Exactly. Just naturally with the accent and everything, they'll say it. I'm gonna do that next time.
Man even spent like 2 minutes telling them how to pronounce it, and they still got it wrong.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I forgive them.
Yeah, but I've spoken to them, and I think they said they'll be in Istanbul as well. So
okay.
So whoever wants to go on, feel free, because I'll be there. So I won't be able to. But I don't know if they'll be there live as well. So we'll see. Good stuff with BBC. Is there anything you guys want to bring up on your side?
No, I don't. I'm good personally.
Yeah, not much for me. Just the obviously the Champions League
Game.
match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't think we mentioned. I don't think we did an episode after the Copenhagen match, did we?
I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't
been
think
a
we
while.
spoke
That
about
long.
that, but I don't know. Maybe like if you guys just want to talk about that for a couple of minutes and then go into the Manchester match, but
I mean, what is there to talk about? It's
not
just,
not much, but just obviously the fact that it's extremely disappointing. Like I mentioned in the last episode that we recorded, it's so funny listening back to it now. I made such a big like production about how we have to win that match. It's a
Yeah,
must-win
yeah.
match, like all and then we go in and
you know what's
fucking
funny,
basically-
John? You remember that I did like before the draws, I did like a prediction draw,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
was spot on, and I even
Yeah.
I even said it's the Scandinavians that we should be worried about.
Yeah, they're always so tough, man. They just yeah.
And
it's
again,
always a
we saw
challenge.
that as well yesterday. It was
Yeah.
Højlund that we should worry about, and the rest of Manchester wasn't that fire.
Not
honestly.
only Hoyland, bro. Like Bayern almost lost points to Copenhagen.
Yeah, yep. They were down 1-0 for a
Mhm.
big portion of the match, which that would have been disastrous if Copenhagen got all 3 points there. They ended up losing, thankfully. But I just, I guess the only thing to say about that game is I can't help but think, obviously it's a big missed opportunity for us. And, that's a match that we probably could have been up 3-0 within the first half an hour. And, that's game set match right there. So it's
Yeah.
unfortunate it didn't go that way for us. We would have been at pretty much the top of the table now or tied with Bayern on 6 points. But, we still have a shot here. Who knows what's going to happen. So we're in good shape, but missed opportunity, man. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we're seeing is gradually it's getting better and better. And one might say it's way too late to get better and better. You should be ready already long time ago, even the Malta match. But you can see indeed, like the Copenhagen game, I don't know what happened in that game, but you could see that Copenhagen was coming and the goal was coming. For some reason, there's this one thing that we still don't do well, is when we have one goal in or 2 goals in, we stop playing and we just let them score against us. And we need to be like Bayern, that doesn't stop, just goes on.
Relentless.
1, 2, 3, 16-0,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a lack of trying. Because, like, all right, take the Ankara Gücü, for example. We were up 2-1, but we were never short of positions. Bro, we 36 shots on goal.
Ankara Gücü kim ya?
Okay, you're
Ben
not
de
going to do that
atarım lan
against
ona.
Bayern or United.
No.
Okay, then who are you trying to do this against?
No, I mean, you should do it against everyone. But, I mean, of course, we keep trying against Ankara Gücü because they keep giving those positions.
What I'm saying is you're not going to be able to do that against United, against Bayern. Like, it may be questionable Copenhagen, right? Like, you're not going to be able to do it that easily. Again, like you said, the team isn't ready.
Mhm.
You can argue that's
And
not a
we'll
good
be too
thing.
exposed. We'll be too exposed, basically.
Exactly. You have to take some sort of precaution when you are up. Look for those counters. Look for the opportunities, not just blindlessly attack all the time.
Because every game counts, right? This is not a league in the end. Like, every single game counts so much. That's why you also set up differently, right? Like, you normally do play more defensively. You go more on the counter. There's no... Of course, you can try to do, like, possession type play, but you don't know these opponents. It's kind of risky to do that from the get-go against, these teams that you don't face before. And let's face it, we're not the favorites in the end, right? Like, Bayern and United are definitely, squad-wise at least, stronger than us. So,
Mhm.
you can't go for all that risky stuff. I know we want to do that, but... And to be fair, we did do it, actually, against United. United were really poor. But, yeah, I agree with Emre, of course. You have to kind of mix it up. You can't go all guns
You have
blazing.
to pick your battles. You can't.
Yes.
You can't just go and do that blindly. You're not Barca. You're not Real Madrid. You're not going to do that against most people. You're going to do it against Ankara Gücü, but you're not going to do it against United that easily.
Mm. What do you think, John?
Yeah, look, when it comes to Copenhagen, sure, we went down 2 goals, and it's like I do notice I guess a trend, like whenever we play those games where like we're really pushing, we look like we're about to score and then we end up conceding. Crowd gets killed. Team looks like demoralized, but I have to give it to this team. They did claw back, obviously, and tie it back up, but it is difficult. Like it is, you can't compare Ankaragücü with like Bayern Munich. Of course, it's 2 separate things, but I do agree with you, Samet, in the sense where, you should try. You're not going to have the same chances. Ankaragücü is going to give you a lot more than Bayern, but I don't know, man. I'm happy with what we've been able to do. Both Champions League games, we've gone down, we've clawed our way back up, and that's very promising. That's very nice to see.
Also, Ankaragücü, we were down and we came back, so our team mentality is up there.
Yeah,
we don't give up. So
Yes.
I don't think it's a lack of wanting to not score more. It's just we can't
Finish.
most times. Yeah,
and that
finishing
would
is
be a
just
problem.
Horrible.
That would be a major problem if we went down to 1-0. Like, come on, like take Copenhagen, for example. We're at home against them. We go down 1-0. Imagine the team just thinks that it's over and they just stop. They just get switched off. Imagine
Right, but
that.
they
Like,
didn't.
it's Copenhagen. You got to keep pushing. If there was a few more minutes at the end there, who knows? Maybe we would have even grabbed the winner, right?
Right. Same
So
thing with United.
Yeah,
I-
exactly.
I didn't meant to say like that we don't keep trying. Obviously, both Copenhagen, both the Manchester game, we kept attacking. It wasn't like a defensive play at all. What I meant to say is like these small teams like Ankaragücü, we should smash them 10-0 because
Yeah.
and yes, we did not score a lot, but there was a lot of positions. Yeah, it was a crazy amount of positions. But hey, something you guys mentioned, we keep coming back from a 1-0, a 2-0, and tied to that, I think we're unbeaten for like 21 games now. And this Galatasaray is completely different, indeed, than what we had with Torrent, or before
Oh
that,
my God.
where if we were conceding a goal, we wouldn't come back. That would mean it's done already, like statistically.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
So
that's what I
a
mean.
big difference that we see
Yes.
with Okan Buruk and the team.
Big team mentality's back.
Winner DNA, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Indeed.
I said this when he first came, Torrent. I'm like, why are we bringing a guy who's an assistant coach? Oh, Guardiola. Well, he's not winning the cups. He's not making the final decisions. It's Guardiola that's making the final decisions. He's the one that's winning the cups. Don't like people that told me that. Oh, I don't care. He's never really done well on his own. He's just there for advice.
Yeah.
It's harder to be the person making the decisions than giving the advice.
I think the current team and where we stand, I think we're just going to grow stronger and stronger. You see that gradually happening.
Yeah.
Everyone
This team
is
isn't
getting
even
more
ready.
fit. No, exactly. Icardi is not even fit. He still has that baklava belly.
For real.
Yeah, bro. I love Icardi so much. The things I
Do
said
you guys
this-
sorry, Samet, do you
Yeah.
guys want to like sort of unpack this United game? Like I can go through the starting 11 and some stats
Yeah.
and
Oh,
start
go ahead,
unpacking
John.
it. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's just focus on the Manchester game.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What happened in the lineup?
Well, yes, let's go through the lineup first. So we had Muslera in
June.
goal. We had
June
Yeah, thank you.
Jevdet.
June Jevdet
The
from the
Lions
Lions Den, a Galatasaray podcast. Man, that just sounds so good. We might have to include that in the intro, by the way.
I'll
you
put
know.
it there.
But yes, we had Muslera in goal, Angelino, Abdul Kerim, Davidson Sanchez starting in place of Nelson, and of course Sasha Boy. Our midfield was Kaan Ayhan starting next to Lucas Torreira. Kerem, like we mentioned earlier, was playing sort of in a central role behind the striker. Our wings, we had Zaha and Tete, and of course, the big man Icardi up front. I will go into some stats. There's some interesting stats here as well. So possession was 55% to 45% for Manchester United. United had an XG of 2.27. We had an XG of 2.56. They had 16 total shots. We had 14. And I think that pretty much tells you right there, this was like both teams were attacking here. I think both teams were so desperate to try to get something from this match. You know, we got the 1 point in the first match. They got 0. They had a 3-2 loss to Bayern. So this is really, really important for both sides. But yeah, I guess just briefly, my thoughts just as a whole in general. Of course, the result is unbelievable. I'm really happy about it. I thought that, the start of the match, I thought that we started pretty well. You know, they did kind of get an early goal in the 17th minute, which, like we briefly mentioned, I was a little bit afraid that we were going to look a little bit defeated after that. But then bang, I think 5 or 6 minutes later, Zaha with the equalizer. Of course, it was going to be Zaha. It had to be Zaha coming back to United.
It's like Didier scoring against Arsenal.
Yeah,
it always happens.
Yeah, it's written in stone. You already know that's going to happen. Exactly. I thought we played well. I mean, I'd like to hear what you guys think, and then maybe go into talk about individual performances, because I think some were really good, some were kind of bad, but obviously very happy. What did you guys think, just in general?
Lineup wise, let me start off with saying Kaan Ayhan. That was a surprise. Did you guys expect that?
No,
Bold
I didn't
move.
expect that.
What did you say, Salih?
That was me. I said
that
bold
was
move.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
bold. Didn't expect
Double
that either.
pivot, so both defensive. I imagined when I saw that. I don't like Kaan Ayhan because I always thought he doesn't do anything well. Just average.
That's very unfair, bro. That's
I
unfair
know.
to the guy.
Minutes away from your dear Emin Bayram.
In
who
this
isn't here
case,
right
I
now.
didn't mind that because Emin is not here.
But do you think he played well? Do you think Kaan played well?
I mean, you cannot say that he didn't play well.
Exactly.
As much as I didn't like the lad, he had, I think, 0 passing mistakes statistically as well.
Yeah.
I think he did well, honestly.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
go ahead.
For sure, you cannot say he did bad.
You look at Sergio Oliveira and Kerem Demirbay, and you can see why the Hoja actually picked Kaan over them, because he doesn't lose balls mindlessly. He doesn't give away stupid passes. He plays direct, quick, and just effective balls. Sometimes they're risky, but
Bro.
they're in areas that you don't it's not as risky to lose it.
He's basically our Berkan Kutlu now. This is exactly how we used Berkan against Fenerbahce, the 3-0 game, right? It was a very similar game to that in how we approached it. Okan is
Right, and
always
that's why he's
thinking of these
important.
crazy changes, or he's switching things up whenever he feels like he needs to against big games. And he did that again this game. And the lineup was the first thing that was noticeable on that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I can see why Okan wanted a player like Paredes and even Vecino or
Mhm.
Vecino.
Okay.
He wants someone that does not make mistakes. And Paredes, he doesn't make mistakes. His passing statistics are really high.
This
Apparently
is why
it's
I
the
wanted
same.
him, bro. That's why he was my first choice. Exactly
yeah,
that.
but
Mhm.
yeah, well, when you couldn't get him, you are left with nobody except Vecino. And if Vecino was earlier on in the season, I'm sure people wouldn't have mind, but I can see why the coach wanted him,
Mhm.
and he had to switch up the game, and now he's forced to use Kaan Ayhan,
Mhm.
which so far is working out fine.
I'd rather have a cheap Kaan Ayhan than a foreigner on that position.
Yeah, and I don't see why, Kerem Demirbay, for me, I wouldn't play him over Kaan Ayhan. I just wouldn't. I don't like him as a player,
It
really. He
depends.
doesn't
It
really do
depends on the
anything
situation,
for me.
Can. Against Ankara Gücü, you are going to, because you're going to attack anyway. You don't need Kaan Ayhan there.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Kerem Demirbay, he doesn't even attack well for me. He's more of an attacking player than Kaan, but
we
I
need to
just
give him
haven't seen
time.
anything. Yeah, we'll see what he can do. But from
He's
what he
pretty
showed so
technical.
far, I don't know, man. I don't like him that much personally, but
I think that's not an unpopular opinion, though. I think a lot of people don't like him.
How can you not like Dayı, bro?
Come on, bro. Like, on Khan, I was also very happy to see him. Oh, my voice.
But
Because Kerem Demirbay, just defensively, is a huge liability. He's just too soft, and I don't know. Like, going forward, just like John said, right? Going forward, I think he's like decent to like okay at best. But for this game, knowing that we're going to be on the back foot, like United play at home, they've been pretty horrible at home so far. So they need a win. It was smart from Okan to take like 2 defensive, you would say, beasts or breakers, just to destroy the double pivot. Exactly. I think it was a smart move. Of course, surprising, but I could see why he did that, and I'm happy that he went for Kaan Ayhan.
Yeah,
And he's a bit slow at times, but still, like his passes or other qualities made up for it.
Yeah, and like when you look back at the match too, I can't really think of any moments where I was like, you know, like Khan, like what are you doing? Like I don't know. I just felt like he had a very balanced and just solid game. Yeah.
And I think that's what the coach wants. Just don't screw up in midfield and give us pointless counters. That's all he wants, and that's what Khan does. Like that's what he delivered.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other odd one in the lineup?
Well, I've been saying this since the last game. Kerem at number 10. I don't like Kerem at 10. Like, sure, he's very, like, his work rate is insane. He had the highest, kilometers ran, right? Like, what was it, 12 kilometers?
Yeah.
Which is insane for Kerem. And he played all game. Kid never gave up.
He was going to get
appreciate that from
subbed
Kerem.
at a certain point.
It seemed like he was until he scored, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But like, Kerem cannot hold the ball. There was this one attack we had. It was like
But
3
hold
on
on,
2.
Emre, that's the quality of Kerem, though. That's the thing with Kerem.
What is the quality?
He gets into position. Maybe he didn't finish them off. He didn't score. Sure. But what's special about Kerem is he keeps trying. And that's how we got the equalizer. And he keeps trying. But
I'm not saying he doesn't try.
Yeah, but why don't you talk about Tete? Because Tete didn't have a good game.
Can I finish with Kerem before I get to Tete?
With Tete, if he shoots one and misses, and then you see the rest of the game, he's out of form. Like
you don't even let me finish my thing before I get to Tete, bro.
Okay, Papa. Go ahead, Papa.
Damn, bro.
Damn.
Man is back one day. He's already talking over me. Not even letting me finish. God damn. What I was going to say is I prefer Kerem at the wings because, like you said, he gets into those positions. He finds a way to be in the box no matter what, no matter how. He's always there.
So you'd
ready
put
to do
Kerem
something.
over Zaha this game?
I would have actually liked to see Kerem on the right wing. And I've been saying that. Like, take out Tete, put Kerem on the right wing, if need be, and put Mertens or somebody that can play number 10 in the middle.
Someone with composure. Like who can hold the ball. Yeah.
Hold the ball, just pass. Dude, there was this one counterattack we had. It was beautiful counterattack. All Kerem had to do was lay it off to Tete, and he just, like, he couldn't do it. He didn't do it. And then the ball just ended up in United's foot.
Okay.
I'm laughing my ass off because I have such a different outlook than everyone. Like, I don't know what
tell them
our listeners are gonna say, or
tell them.
I don't think you're gonna like this, so cover your ears. I'm gonna say something kind of radical right now, I think, but in my opinion, this is harsh. I know it's really harsh, but just let me explain.
Wait,
okay?
last time you started saying, in my opinion, you said Okan Buruk was a shit coach.
Wait. When did I say that?
No, I have shit ton of recordings on episodes.
No. I never said he was a shit coach. I never said that.
No. Bad coach.
No.
Not
Don't
a good
about
coach.
it, bro.
No, I remember him saying that, like, he thinks that Okan isn't, like, ready for Galatasaray or Champions League, somewhere around those lines.
Bro, pull up that clip of me saying that.
You're
pull
such
up that
an
clip, bro. I
imposter,
dare you.
John. Oh my god.
No.
Such
The
a
only
Jude.
thing, okay, before I get to the Kerem point, let me just clear this up right now. The only thing I ever said about Okan was that I don't like his play style. I don't like the way his teams play football. I don't like that.
You still think that? I still agree with that, by the way.
I still agree with that. That's not my ideal. That's not how I like seeing teams play football.
There's a play, like there's definitely this upward pressing. It's always there, no matter what. But
Yeah.
he's making the team good off the ball, and I like teams that are more good on the ball, and I don't see that yet, and that's why I don't like it.
Yeah, that I have said that many times,
Yeah,
but let's not abart this. I never
of
said he's a
course.
shit coach or all this other. Anyways, that's
What did you call Okan a donkey? What?
no. Now that we've taken care of that, I'm gonna say something radical about Kerem that I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me for sure, and that's
Go.
fine.
Go.
But in my opinion, this might sound unfair to him, but I don't think Kerem is good enough to play in the Champions League. I'm sorry. I don't think he is. I don't think Kerem is a good enough football player to be playing at this level. Now,
wrong.
let me just say this. Let me say this, okay? I give Kerem full credit for several different things. One of them being his improvement over the last few seasons. I give him credit for that. I give him credit for always going through periods of bad form and bouncing back, always. I give him full credit for that. And I give him full credit for the performances he put in the league, okay? Now, what we saw in the Copenhagen game, I saw Kerem put in a horrific performance, horrific against Copenhagen, okay? On a different day, he probably could have won us that match with the chances he missed, along with a very big chance Icardi missed, okay?
True.
So
Icardi as well,
that's the
both.
first. Yes, that's the first thing, okay? He totally sold that match for us, okay?
And
No
a
problem.
side note on that, that's what I don't like yet about this team. It's too reliant on the individuals. If Mauro Icardi or Kerem doesn't have their day, someone else,
Right.
because of the system and the play, should come up and be able to score. And we're too reliant on these individuals.
Oh my God! Don't give me that stuff. Don't give me individual stuff. This team,
Come on,
since
you cannot say that
Buruk-
Manchester.
since
We won
Okan
against
Buruk,
Manchester because
there's
of our gameplay.
one game that we haven't been able to score. Of all of Okan Buruk's tenure in official, one game since last year, and that is the
Emre.
Kayserispor game.
Emre,
Don't give me that no system.
what
No,
made us
the
win
system
against
works.
United?
What are we doing? So we're playing. You
Individual
guys
class.
sound like people that say that we have no tactics. But yeah, somehow some mysterious fucking
No, that's not
entity
what we're
out there
saying.
is telling us or giving us a hand and scoring and winning games.
Anyway,
I'm tired of hearing
back
this.
to
Answer me
Kerem, back
this.
to Kerem.
Answer me this. Okay, because the point I was gonna make is sort of tying into this. So again, horrific performance against Copenhagen. On a better day, he alone could have won us that game with the chances that he missed. Okay, so that was Kerem playing in his actual position as a winger in that game, in the Copenhagen game, right? So now Okan Buruk, he looks at, let's analyze his logic, okay? He says, we used Kerem on the wing in Copenhagen. He played horrific, okay? Sold us the match. So now we're going to play a better opponent at a higher level away from home. Let's use that player that put that horrific performance in, and let's use him out of position. Geez, I wonder how that's going to go, Okan Buruk. I wonder how that's going to go. So I thought, even in this game, I thought that, so up until he scored the goal, I thought he sucked. I thought he was horrible. I thought that he just was non-existent in the midfield. Like, it just felt like there was no options in the midfield. And Emre
Again,
brought up the stat,
like, no
how he was
composure.
running.
He looked very stressed when he had the ball.
Exactly.
He was just passing it way too quickly without looking.
Yes,
He lost the
and
ball
like,
way too many times.
yes, and
Casemiro
he-
ran over him like 5 times, bro.
yeah, and he just wasn't there like for supporting play. Like, he just didn't feel like he was part of the midfield. And so,
I felt
you know,
like, if I may add just lastly, I felt like in the first half, right? Because he scored in the second half. But the first half, up until like minute 42, he became suddenly very safe. Like, he fought like 2 times before making a pass. And then he just made like very safe pass to the back or whatever. Instead of blindly, I don't know, trying to lob somewhere or running at a player while he can't, pass him or whatever. He was horrible. That's true. Go on.
and like, and I was gonna say, like, up until he scored the goal, I just felt like I just don't understand the logic. I don't know why he was playing there. I thought he got a little bit better in the second half, but I don't know why he was playing there. And then you have the 2 wingers, Zaha and Tete. And in this match, like, I definitely wouldn't have played Kerem in that position. I would have just used Mertens, but I probably would have used Tete, because at least I know if Tete plays horrible, it's possible. It's at least possible he's going to have one brilliant moment like he had in Copenhagen. Like that was an outstanding goal he scored.
Please,
right?
John. Kerem had that brilliant moment.
Yeah, all the time against, these doggy teams in Turkey. Like I don't care about
And
that.
now against Manchester United. So what's your point?
Yeah, but that wasn't that was not a moment of brilliance though. He was alone, no pressure at all from the penalty spot. If he didn't score that, then he would have been dead to me.
And I think that's what Okan Buruk wanted this game. Double pivot, organized defense, and disconnected with the attacking four up top. Kerem, Tete, Icardi, Zaha. 10, 11, I don't give a damn. They're all attackers with capabilities of scoring and making goals. So in the front and the back, like Terem would say. And the middle, I don't care. I think that was today's...
Well, what about when Mertens came in then? Because I saw a big difference when Mertens came in.
That's where I want to come in, bro, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
This is just like you, I thought that it was kind of ridiculous after seeing Kerem's performance against Ankaragücü, putting him at 10. But I think he had no other choice. Ziyech is injured, and Mertens cannot put a full 90 minutes in. Right. And I think the idea in Okan's head is, look, Mertens gives actually amazing performances when he's fully rested against a weaker opposition. Let me try to make something with Kerem for the time being. It's just buying time, basically disrupting the opponent enough until I can bring Mertens in and have him do something. And you can see it worked out brilliantly. Mertens used his he's so smart. Mertens is so smart on the ball, bro. In that penalty position where Casemiro fouled him, if it was Kerem there, do you think he would have waited for Casemiro to tackle him?
No, it's just genius, man. It's just genius.
It's genius
high IQ from Mertens there,
work. Kerem would have probably he would have taken that shot or tried to square it to Icardi. This way you not only got off one of their players, sent off, 10 men, and you got a penalty. Brilliance from Mertens all around. He put a perfect performance when he got subbed in.
Some of the players and what they're doing, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You think
I think that was the idea.
Yeah. It looks so natural, but then you see, if you look better, you see them deliberately watching, knowing someone's in their back, and then anticipating the next step on what to do. And that's exactly what Mertens did in that penalty position. Read it, Casemiro, and probably gave us the game. There was another genius moment that I really loved. I think it was 58 minutes. It's Sacha Boey. Wow, my God. What a player. What a player.
Yeah.
And if you remember, it was, I think Rashford had the ball. And they were, I think, Rashford and then Sacha Boey and Angelino. That was the case.
Yeah.
They were running back, right?
Yeah.
And Bruno Fernandes came from behind and Rashford passed it. But during that whole time, Sacha Boey was about to give up and he saw Rashford because he was long gone, right? But Sacha checked with his hand on his left, saw Bruno Fernandes, and then added extra weight into his sprint just to be in front of Bruno Fernandes. And that's how he basically got the ball.
Can I say something about that? I saw so many United fans giving crap to Rashford because he didn't try to score that. Rashford, why did Rashford go into the right side first place? Because Bowie was giving him such a hard time. He had to go to the right side. And when he was in that position on the right side, his angle with his right foot is closed off by Muslera, and he has Angelino to his left. So he thought, okay, listen, I'm going to square this ball in, and I see Bruno, but he didn't calculate that Sacha Boey would be there.
He undercooked the pass too. It was a bit too soft.
But the thing is, his angle was skewed there.
Of course. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if United fans are not aware that he's right-footed, bro, and that Muslera did close his angle to his left off. So he has to shoot for the far left post, and that's harder to do.
I mean, United's tactics in general were pretty questionable to begin with anyway. Amrabat at left back, Bruno Fernandes on the right wing, this Hannibal Mejbri guy or whatever, some youngster. Yeah, Aynen. I have no idea what they were doing.
2 of their goals came from individual mistakes on our end.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just think about that. Like defensive wise, I thought we were pretty decent. Like the first goal, Angelino went out of position trying to cover. I forgot who was in midfield. I think it was Casemiro, and then he got caught off. And then Rashford just like ran with the ball and just squared it to Højlund. And the second goal, Oliveira, dude, this guy.
Bro.
How can you not give a damn simple pass to someone that is like 10 feet away from you? I can never understand this guy.
I mean,
10 feet away.
Sanchez did slip as well. Huh?
But no, why did he slip? Because he passed it in such an awkward, like he's expecting him to pass to
the
him.
grass was
but
waiting.
He
Yeah,
tried
not
to
it was
only-
raining really hard.
he
but
tried
he
to
got
adjust.
caught off guard.
He tried to adjust to receive the pass
know,
and
I
slipped,
know.
trying to do that. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
why
and
are you
you know
passing
what's-
back like that?
And you know what does me in, bro? Like exactly what you just said. The 2 goals we conceded in the first match were just unnecessary errors as well. Those were goalkeeping errors,
Mhm.
right?
Right,
and
exactly.
that just does me in, bro. Like
And
that's
it's from
4
the
goals.
transition.
Yes,
Manchester
that's 4
countered us
goals.
basically. What the fuck?
Yeah. Imagine such a thing. Like, and that's 4 goals in the Champions League that should have never happened. Not one of those goals should have happened, bro. So that's really what does me in. Like, I just that's so unacceptable. We got away with it this time, but in the first match, that
Cost
killed us
2
essentially,
points
right?
with Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have
Yeah.
been
Well,
first.
the goalie mistake you can't blame. That was not transitional. That was literally Musler's stupid ass mistake. You know that's something you can't do anything about. as-
He's
as
The,
a
the
whole
second
team.
one, you mean, right?
The second one, yes. The first one, I don't really even think it was Musler's fault, as big as it was a team effort. In issue.
I blame Sanchez a bit there because he could have offside trapped that position, and Rasmus would have never been able to had that first goal in. Højlund.
I don't think you could have, bro, because they were. Were they past the halfway line?
No, yeah, they were.
So then
he
it wouldn't
could-
have been offside. You can't offside trap people if you're past the offside line, bro.
No,
Yeah,
they
I
were.
can't remember. I have to look
They
at
were.
where
They were. He
at.
could. I'm pretty sure because that was one of the critics I had.
But
He could have stepped a bit in front, which he didn't, which is fine. But then later on with the pass, the cross, he could have also headed it out instead of Højlund. So
The cross, I don't know why he tried to like drop kick it backwards, like instead of trying to put your head in. Maybe he didn't want to like do an own goal.
yeah, but you know another thing about those, both of those goals, and it's one huge weakness. Abdul Karim is too slow. He's so
Yeah.
slow, man. Oh, if you're even half a step in front of him and you have some type of pace, you're gone. Like that's it. He's just too slow. Like there was no way he was gonna recover on the first goal, and 0% chance he was catching Højlund on the second goal.
you're always gonna
So-
have these center backs, though. It's always a
Yeah.
mix and bundle, right? And that's why we have
Yeah.
Sanchez now. He can be
Yeah,
our
but
But
dummy donkey.
even he couldn't catch Højlund.
Yeah.
Højlund's just fast, bro.
He's
like-
he's fast. Yeah,
Such a crazy
But-
player, by the way. 20 years old. Wow.
yeah, he's
Wow.
really good.
He's like
Yeah.
a replica of Haaland.
Yeah, he's
I
very
don't
Oh,
good.
know
he said
about
it. He said
that.
it.
Yeah, I mean, when he takes that sprint, it's like you bull, accelerating.
Yeah, he's pretty damn tall and
Yeah.
It's
fast as well.
unfortunate for him. He's getting trolled so hard right
Oh,
now.
yeah?
Not only because of the loss, but just because how he was celebrating on that first, like just for everything. The
Yeah,
way this
he
guy
thought
was
he won it.
celebrating and like, yeah, it's just hilarious. Like everyone's like, "Oh, bro, thought he did something," or like stuff like that. Like it's just hilarious, man.
Yeah, he's 20, man. It'll affect the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But okay, so first goal that was Højlund, and then the second. Who scored the second? We gave immediate
Højlund.
response back.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
Zaha
yeah, of
to
course.
equalize. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a
Muscle
long
dollar.
ball.
That was the
long
most
ball.
important goal of the game, if you ask me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely. That was a long ball from the back from Davison Sanchez to
Mhm.
Zaha, which by the way, horrific defending, like unbelievably bad defending here. The first
The
thing,
Dutton?
the
Dutton?
first
What's his
thing that, who, the defender?
Yeah.
The low.
Dallo, yeah.
Yeah.
The first thing a coach will tell, these young kids when they're learning how to defend and things like that is you don't let the ball bounce. Do not let the ball bounce. The second you let the ball bounce, it becomes very, very difficult for you.
Mhm.
This ball bounced like 40,000 times. I don't know. The defending is, I can't believe it. If I was a United fan, I'd be headbutting my TV, bro. Like that was really bad. But Zaha did well too, so huge goal.
And Onana also didn't help. So
yeah,
I mean, that's not really something Onana can save.
Nah,
he did have a 4.4 rating on the day, and I think he's the number one reason why United fans are so angry, because he's just been selling like to a new level for them. So
I mean, either way, it's fine, because if Altay plays, we also score a lot against Altay, so it's good.
We fucked them either way, basically, bro.
yeah, exactly.
But that was the first goal, and then second goal was from Kerem, which we spoke about. We had Barish was carrying the ball.
Wait, before you go there, it's the Zaha position. Because one small touch point I wanted to make is he seems to be currently at that 4 in the attack. The only person that when receiving the ball, we would keep the ball up front. Tete gets the ball, loses the ball. Kerem gets the ball, loses the ball. Icardi
That's my point.
Scores, sure, but he's also not really well on the ball. Let's be honest. He's not a ball keeper. So he was he was our Drogba, basically, this game. And that's such an important player to have. And it just shows. And I'm wondering, Ziyech is also good on the ball, so that's very good addition that we did as well. Who else did we get there up front?
Yeah, that sums it up right there, pretty much. Yeah.
So,
Torreira was bad. Can we talk about Torreira? Because he couldn't hold the ball well today.
What I wanted to say, so the additions are really spot on if you look at it that way.
The additions?
The players that we got,
Zaha
basically.
and
The profiles.
The profiles. Something we missed.
Yeah, we just chose individual class. I mean, that's what we do, right? In fact.
Yeah. What did you think of Lucas Torreira then, Salih?
I think, just as usual, man. I think he was really good. The only thing I didn't like is how he got his early yellow card, because I felt like in the second half, I know he had to come off kind of early, but there were a few times where he wanted to tackle, but he knew, like in the back of his mind, wait, I'm already on the yellow. If I go for this, I might be sent off. So that was good on his part to kind of hold himself off. But
I have a complete different opinion than you on this.
Oh, really?
Go on.
I think he was absolutely horrible.
Oh, really?
Bro, this is the first time I've ever seen Torreira go below a 75% pass rating. He had 62% accurate passes, 16 out of 26. He lost 2 tackles out of 3. He only won 3 ground duels out of 7. So he got just I don't know if he was just like not ready. I think it might have been a tired thing. He just like fatigued from all the games that he's been. But he's one of the players that have not gotten any time to rest, along with Icardi and Bowie. I think that was why he didn't perform as good he was.
He got
as he usually
injured,
does.
Right? Emre?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm saying maybe like Torreira has been a crucial piece for Galatasaray for the past year or so. And I'm not going to say he's a bad player. No way. He's one of our best players along with Icardi. But this game in particular, I did not like his performance.
But I think that had more to do with just the way we played, because
With
like we said before,
the
right?
division.
Yeah, like the double pivot, they were kind of tasked to go forward quite a bit, like kind of do actually these risky tackles up front.
Yeah,
like we
and
had
double pivot with
Kerem.
Double pivot with Kerem in front of them as well. Keep in mind, someone that literally he looks like he's running like a chicken with its head cut off half the game.
Like our tactics were high risk, high reward. Like there was so much space usually because I feel like we just asked too much from our midfield to do, like go
our midfield was pretty overwhelmed. I gotta say, the first 15 or so minutes we got outclassed by United. You really see the quality difference there. But we came to ourselves a little bit. But in terms of tactics, who did you guys think that Okan Buruk was gonna go and play a high press game like he does against Ankaragücü against United? Right? No, I'm not saying. But did you guys think? No, bro. I was completely shocked to see that he didn't, like, he went like this and not, pull the Crystal Palace
route. Not really. No, not at all. I mean, it's our bread and butter, as John would say, the high pressing game. So
it's our no, I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying against United, who would have thought?
Bro, I would be afraid if we would go defensively with Okan Buruk and this team, because unlike the other teams that were defensively doing really well. They were solid blocks against Barcelona. You remember it was very solid. And I haven't seen this team defend that very well in blocks like that. So I would be
I agree.
It's the defense of this team is a high pressing attack. So that's our bread and butter, and that's what we will keep seeing as well. I don't see.
So you would play the same game, the same high press game against City.
Yeah, I won't see Bayern. No, I won't see it any way
or
else. No.
You know what?
And it
one
worked
thing,
against Manchester. It disrupted their game as well. I mean,
okay, but it could have also, if they weren't as terrible as they were, they would have scored more because we did give away a lot of positions they couldn't capitalize on. We got to talk about those as well.
You know what? I was thinking about this earlier today. Okan Buruk, all he knows is Galatasaray. Like, that's all he knows. He doesn't know any other way. He only knows Galatasaray. So it's not like Torrent where, we played against Barcelona, an opponent that we know where we're outmatched. So we're going to play a little bit more of a defensive game and try to, go to Barcelona, try to escape with a point, which we did, and things like that. Like the last episode, I said if I was the coach, I would try to sit back when we go to Germany and try to counter them and play that type of game. But I know Okan's not going to do that because that's not the Galatasaray way. And that's all he knows. Like, I don't think it's in him to do something like that. No matter who we play.
From the 2000 era, he doesn't know.
Yeah, no
else.
matter who we play, he's not going to do that. He's going to play the Galatasaray
funny.
way every game.
You guys say that, but who instilled that belief in him? Fatih Terim. And how did Fatih Terim play with his last European tenure? He played a defensive game. He didn't play the old school Galatasaray.
Look at the people he had, though. Like he.
It's pathetic. It's a joke,
players,
bro.
yeah.
It is, but we weren't playing United. We're not playing Bayern. We were playing Lazio. Okay,
but in those games, but like against Lazio, we weren't just sitting back we weren't doing
I think that was Terim innovating his coaching style, his technical abilities, because that was a different style of play, and honestly, it was awesome.
I'm not saying I'm not hating. I'm just saying like the Galatasaray way. I think just Okan Buruk is just, I don't know, man. He's just trying to bring that big team vibe people used to think about Galatasaray, right?
Yeah.
He's trying to bring that back. It's like, I don't care who you are, how big you are.
Exactly.
I'm gonna play my game against you.
Yeah.
I
don't think he's wired in such a way where he'll be like, okay, guys, we have to be a little cautious here. We're going away to Bayern. We know the players that they have. We're gonna sit back and do this and that. I don't think he's wired in a way that will let him say that.
And that rubs off on the players, bro.
Yeah, it does. I'll give him that.
Odd. Like I'm trying to imagine Okan in the dressing room because he's such a gentle, nice, and kind
He's such
guy.
an NPC when he talks.
He's such an NPC. So it's how does he motivate players? It's so I just want to see that
with his tactics.
With his
John, how do you if you're not a person that's a fiery character?
Mm-hmm.
How else do you make your students, your pupils believe in you in your play?
It mostly comes from making sure that the players understand what your club's philosophy is, making sure they understand and they carry out with that. Especially if you're coaching, it's different when you're coaching adults, but when you're coaching kids and you have kids that are like 8 years old and they go with you until they're like 16, 17, 18, they trust in the philosophy and what you've taught them. And it's just,
there you go.
They have that belief, just from that, right?
This man is winning. That's how he's motivating these guys. He's winning. He hasn't had a loss.
Mm-hmm.
He's winning, bro.
Yeah.
And after today, the guys are probably even more in tune to believe in him.
Buying into what he's saying, right?
Exactly.
That's a huge point. And I think that's something that Torrent struggled a lot with. I don't think,
because this man hasn't done anything in his life, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we move on to Kerem's next goal and of course Icardi's penalty miss and then Icardi's 3-2 goal?
Yeah, I was mentioning briefly. Kerem's that goal came from Barış on the that was on the right side. He had carried the ball and again
amazing fake he did before that.
Yeah, and it's just I just ask so many questions of United's back and what are you guys doing? Kerem received the ball on the penalty spot with there was no pressure on him. There's nobody there. in the most threatening area on the entire pitch. There's just nobody there. I don't know what's going on there, but Kerem had the composure, excellent finish, and it was a very good job by Barış as well. But Kerem needed that, man. He really, really needed that goal. So hopefully he can get some confidence going forward. But very nice goal and fast response. They scored. Yeah. United scored in the 67th. In the 71st, we equalized 2-2 again. Amazing.
Yeah, that's the beauty of football, right? How you shut down the opponent like that. It's amazing.
Yeah. And Old Trafford was just like, they were rocking, bro. Like they thought that was it. There's no way a team like Galatasaray are coming back. Like that's it. It's over, right? And just like a few minutes later, 3-4 minutes later, it's GG.
Well, yeah. I mean, the penalty. Then I know. Salih, what did you do during the penalty?
Honestly, so I was at this Galatasaray Derneği, which apparently opened here. It's new.
Okay,
bro. When I saw Icardi at the penalty spot, look, hindsight's a beautiful thing, of course, but I thought he's gonna miss it because up to that point, he didn't really like take a normal shot at goal. Like there wasn't really that feeling. Of course, you need composure. Like anyone can kick a ball, but I just wasn't feeling it. And when he shot, bro, I was like, oh, fuck's sake! Like these chances won't come again. That's what I just thought. Even though they got a second, they got like Casemiro
Red
sent
card,
off. I just thought like this was our chance. This had to just go in, and we missed. And even though if it wasn't goal, I still think Onana would have got it. Like he went pretty
good
far into the corner. Like I think he could have reached that.
Same corner he missed from last game too. He went for the left bottom corner.
I was just thinking like at that
should
point,
have just done a Panenka at that point.
Yeah, Panenka's a bit maybe too much, but just geared it through the middle. I don't think keeper would stand still in that moment, right? That's at least what I would think. But
and you know what else? Sorry, Salih. You know what else I don't understand? I know for a fact, like I can confirm this with you. Players, even at the youth level, they do this. Goalkeepers, they will study. Like they'll know who the penalty takers are on the team they're playing and like what side they go to normally. Like they know that. Like even the kids, when you coach kids that are like 13, 14, 15, 16, after they've been playing the same teams for the last few years, like in the same league, they know, like, you know, the kids know. So even at the professional level, surely he would know the side. Icardi goes to that side like 90% of the time, right? And you have to think like as a player, if, you know, I know it's you can play mind games with yourself if you overthink it, but you have to think that as well, you know, like Onana's going to know that you're the penalty taker. He's going to know what side you go to. Right, you guys may think I'm crazy with this, but I'm telling you it's the truth. It's true.
Of course, you study that. Like,
yeah, I would imagine he would try to mix it up. You know, like maybe wouldn't have been a bad shout to go down the middle or to go the other way.
Honestly, yeah. Like, you know? Just how often do you see keeper standing still? Right, like especially it was I think the 80th minute or something. It was already nearing the end. Of course, it's easy for me to say it, but I'm more of a just heat it for the middle, just high up, like you know. Just put a lot of power into it. Should have been fine.
Yeah, and I hate to see the look on his face when he missed. That was he knew, like he knew,
I disagree.
And he fucked up so bad.
I think
in what sense?
Penalties you take based on the reaction of the keeper. So you can take a super slow penalty, just even like touch it, and it'll still go in if you can drop the keeper on the wrong corner, and that's the most important thing, I think. You can eat it as well if you have the accuracy, of course.
But that's the mind. That's the
mind games.
That's the mind games. That's the psychology that comes into play. Yeah. You as the player, you have to say to yourself, I know the keeper knows where I normally go.
You can see it on the body movements and shit as well.
Yeah. So you say to yourself, do I try to go a different direction, or does he think because I know he knows I'm gonna go a different direction? Like I'm serious.
Yeah,
this is the psychology behind it. It's a fucked up thing. And trust me on this. Trust me on this one. So. But anyways, you know, a player like Icardi, if you feel very comfortable going the same way every time and you have the class, sometimes if you hit it right, there's nothing the keeper can do to save it. You know,
and what makes Icardi is his goal afterwards, the beautiful lob into the goal.
Yeah,
Was it really a lob? I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
Even that looked a bit off to me.
I don't think that the Icardi's goal in the 81st minute. I don't think it was the best chip, but again, man, like defending horrific, goalkeeping horrific.
It started
man.
with Amrabat, bro. The
Well,
whole thing started with Amrabat.
Yeah, and Amrabat, he kept them on side when they played the
Yeah.
ball through. Amrabat was the one who kept them on side, and Onana's down before the ball leaves Icardi's foot.
Yeah.
He's on the ground before the
I
ball
don't know
leaves his
what
foot.
happened
Like,
to Onana.
I hate to look. I want to like look at it and be the devil's advocate. Icardi he was surrounded by 3 players, so maybe he thought in his head this guy has to shoot soon, or they're gonna take the ball away from him. Right?
Yeah.
He thought that Icardi was gonna shoot soon. That's why he, dropped down to maybe cover the angle that he was gonna shoot at. And then Icardi's like, I'm gonna chip it from here. I don't care. And he chipped it.
but that's bad. A goalkeeper should never do that though. Like you're going up against
Yeah, I
Icardi
guess.
as well. The second you even flash like a sense that you're going down, he's gonna put it over you like a 1000%. He should have came out, made himself big, cut down the angle, and let's try to make the save. This guy was on the ground already before the ball left him. Like that's the easiest finish for Icardi ever. Just a little poke and it's going over you. Like this guy Onana, like he's so bad. I can't believe it. But anyways,
yeah,
glad to see it.
I used to love Onana at Ajax, and then he
was good at Inter too.
he
I don't know what
fucked
happened.
Ajax with his whole not wanting to sign a contract. Anyway,
yeah,
so fuck him. Good for him.
I then, bro.
Yeah, good stuff. So all in all, lads, yeah, we won. We have an excellent game. I wouldn't say so, but we're improving every game, putting things on
Did
top.
you just
of
say
each
I
other.
wouldn't say so? Oh my god.
I
What do
wouldn't.
you
I
mean
mean,
from
it's
this
not.
game?
It wasn't a perfect game. Come on, can you say that?
Yeah, yeah,
We didn't
I wouldn't say it either.
dominate
Okay.
Manchester.
I wouldn't
Wait.
say wow.
I would
like,
say
what a
our
performance.
game against Copenhagen was better than against Manchester.
Yeah, like the first half against
Yeah,
Copenhagen, the way
exactly.
we were moving was like
I know.
unbelievable.
I know.
But
Okay,
like
that's
Well,
true. But it's
we got the
Champions
job
League, bro.
done.
Like
We got
Yeah, and we're away, guys.
the best
Come on, you're not
teams-
gonna
the best
expect.
teams don't always win, first
Yeah,
of all,
yeah.
and it's literally game by game. So this is
Of course.
huge.
Of course, it's
Bro.
huge. Of course.
I don't care if we had like 10% possession. If we won this game, just
Yeah,
with
same.
this
Of
score
course.
still,
Of
Beautiful
course.
also,
Just
bizim
take it.
olsun, bro. I know.
Yeah.
Bro,
I
listen, we had a higher XG than them. We had more chances that we missed than them.
Of course.
Right? We had almost as much shots as them, on target as them. Fouls. Like head to head, we like played at their level, and that's what impressed me the most from this team. Like physically, we didn't falter, and that's
Honestly?
that's straight up so good to see from Galatasaray.
Would you say this is enough? Like you don't need to do anything else on this team, or
No,
do
I
you
never
say,
said
like,
that.
Okay, I'm just asking. Like, what's
No.
what would you improve? What's the weakness currently,
Bro, everything we doing now, you got to take it to the next level. And our biggest weakness right now, I would say, is our midfield. You can really tell that, like, Kerem's not going to work there. We need Ndombele to be fit. We need Ziyech to be back. And I think this team will just be elevated to another level.
God, by the way, Ndombele. Wow,
Yeah,
he's
bro.
so slow.
Oh my
He's
god.
really
Yeah.
slow.
He's
Bro,
he's like moving slow motion.
He's a walking
Okay.
tank, though. Okay?
Listen to this. Listen to this though. I do agree because I don't think he's fit. Like he's looking pretty chunky.
Pretty-
Like,
He looks like
chunky,
pretty
yeah.
coming from Egypt
Yeah, like
after
he-
all
yeah.
inclusive for a week.
I'll say that. I'll say he looks heavy, but bro, Samet, I'll send you a video. Like,
He's technical. His passes
holy
and
shit,
stuff.
dude!
Amazing.
Like this guy is like the way he can like just turn to like get away from players and like his physicality is
But his
unbelievable.
turn, it looks like he's
Yeah.
turning in slow mo.
Yeah, he looks. Yeah, bro, he looks like the Kim Min Jae, like refrigerator,
my
bro.
God.
Like So, but when he gets fit, I think he's gonna be ridiculous. That's just what I think. But let's see. He has
Yeah,
to trim
we have
out a
to
little
see.
bit,
We
Right.
also have listeners' questions, lads. So if you have any roundup things on the game, go
Yeah,
ahead.
before I want to just, again, props to Okan Hoca. He is the 5th coach to beat United with 2 different teams. And these 2 teams are literally Başakşehir and Galatasaray, both who are heavily outmatched on paper against United still, even in their current form. So kudos to the Hoca. I think he started the game off bad, but he made great substitutions and he turned the game around. Kudos to the Hoca. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Let me make Emre a bit happy too. Kudos to the Hoca for instilling a mentality of not giving up, basically. Because
Yeah.
True.
We were
True.
losing the match twice, right? They went up first and then again.
Yeah.
And United, look at their mentality. Like they went up and they just can't like.
Yeah, because look at their coach,
can't
bro.
Can't stop us from scoring twice because we
Yeah.
both scored within 10 minutes. Again, like that's just
Yeah.
horrible.
They don't believe in their manager. They don't. They're done as far as I'm concerned. I think they need a new manager, but yeah, I got to give Ocon credit for that as well. Good
Apparently,
point.
of course, you still never know, but I've read messages that the owners are backing this coach. So hopefully, when we play at home, we can again snatch some 3 points from them if it stays this way.
Inshallah.
That implies them
Inshallah.
beating Copenhagen twice.
All right. Let's move on to the questions then. All right. The first question I see is from DZ26, and he's asking, koyduk mu? Yes, bro. Koyduk.
Hem de nasıl?
nasıl? Aynen. Second question is from Uryan. Is Apo at left back now permanent? I think that's a reference to the Ankara-Gücü game, yeah?
No.
That is the reference. I don't think it's permanent, but I was happy with how he played there.
Yeah,
I was happy.
It was crazy performance for sure.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah,
But he's
that's
too
a good
slow,
way
I
to put
think,
it.
for that wing. So.
Yeah.
He's too slow, but he does have a very good delivery on him, though. Like he can
His
lob in the
feet are
ball
good.
pretty well.
Aynen,
Yeah.
aynen,
Yeah,
aynen.
yeah.
But just no pace.
Yeah.
And no,
Back it up.
he's not agile enough, bro. Like he can't go up and down the pitch and he's just not agile enough and doesn't have the speed. But defensively, he's good, and I like his delivery into the box. That's also very good. So,
John.
what kitchen appliance would we call him then? Like an oven or whatever?
I don't know.
No.
I don't
Washing
know.
machine.
Cool box.
I'll have to get back to you. Yeah.
Cool box.
But like John, with your kids, you don't put anyone chunky on the wings. Right?
Never.
No.
Never.
Exactly.
Never.
So no on that. Another question from Ur was, why is Barış Alper Yılmaz so lovable as a sub but painful to watch when he starts in the XI?
I think that's easy. Like he comes in as just an impact player. Like he brings so much
Disruptor.
pace, right? Yeah, he's very disruptive and he has so much pace. But he might not be the most intelligent player at times, or might not make the best decisions at times. So when you give him 70 minutes to work, you know, looking back at the 70 minutes, it might not be the best performance. But when you give him 15 minutes to work, where you say, you know, this is the job, it's a 2-2 match, or it's maybe we're losing 1-0. This is the task. You have 15 minutes. Go in and, you know, cause some havoc. He can do that.
Yeah.
He can use his pace,
Also-
and, you know,
He sucks against low block teams. Like if they're
Yeah.
sitting back and just waiting 10
useless,
men in the
yeah.
box, he doesn't know what to do with himself.
yeah, true.
Mm.
True. Yeah.
Like Aydın Yılmaz.
Mm.
Yeah, but no, was nice to watch. He looks like Burak Yılmaz so bad, man. His like movements, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I
I want him
guess,
to be
yeah.
like him. I want him to be like him.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, for sure.
Well, his finishing needs work
yeah.
for sure.
Last two questions. I'll take this from Bora Bey, 17. He says, admittedly a loaded question, but what do you think of the ease with how much of this fan base loves to attack Kerem, even though he's consistently one of the best on the team? That's fair, very fair question, because we just discussed how long, 20 minutes about him as well, while we didn't say anything about Tete, who was much worse this game than Kerem. Why is that?
Mm.
Why do we do
The
this?
thing is,
Because you cut me off, that's why. Before I even got to Tete.
well, if I have to say anything on Kerem, but I've said this multiple times before, I think just his performances are just so the variance is just too big. Like he'll
Volatile.
have good games
Mm-hmm.
or volatile, I guess.
Yeah.
He'll have very good games, but when he has bad games, I feel like he's just the worst player on the pitch. It's too obvious his
It
mistakes.
Yes.
sticks out to the eye,
becomes-
right? Like,
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
goes batıyor.
Yeah.
That's
no, no.
the thing. I
And
could say.
Samet, what was this guy's name? Sorry?
Bora Bey.
Bora Bey, listen. What do you want me to do, bro? You want Kerem to sell in the Champions League against Copenhagen and for me not to say anything about it? Like, it's not that I'm, you know, bringing him down for like no reason. Like
It's taking it personal.
It's purely it's purely
Damn.
justified, bro. Like,
No,
you know, it's not
dude.
about it,
consistent figures and best of the team. Top
Yeah,
I think he
assists.
gets a
but-
little too much hate. That is understandable. Like he
Yeah,
does
but
get
it's-
too much hate.
But it's like, it's not like people are like, ah, man, you know what? Kerem really played kind of shitty today. No, it's Kerem. You're in front of the net all game, every game, and you keep putting it wide in the Champions League. Like, what do you want me to say? I'm going to rip you a new one, bro. Like, it's not about you being Kerem. It's that the mistakes you make are normally huge fuck ups. Like that it's not acceptable. So I do understand. He does get a lot of, unnecessary criticism sometimes, but a lot of the time I feel it's justified. Like, but at the same time, you can't just say all the negative things he does. That's why when I started my piece about Kerem today, I acknowledged all the good things about him, because you can't just say all the bad things. You have to acknowledge what he does well. And I did that, and he does a lot well. So it goes both ways. You can't just shit on him all the time, right?
Yeah.
But when he does mess up, it's pretty bad. So
Yeah. All right, then. On my side, I don't. Yeah, what do I think of all the fan base? Yeah, I think our fan base sometimes overreacts, and I think you're gonna have that. That's not gonna change because there's millions of Galatasaray fans, and you cannot control them all. Statements via the club, statements via Ultra Aslan, owning up our players. That would be helpful, and I don't see that happening. I hope we will. I think that these type of things coming from the club and the fans would unite us more and stop doing this. So a bit of crowd control is definitely something we could improve and do to fix that. Because he is definitely being affected by it, because you notice like how he speaks, and he's very aware of things. So it's stupid. So like the Twitter reactions immediately and stuff like that, or the Instagram comment. It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Don't do it. Love all our players, even Kaan Ayhan and Sergio Oliveira. Yeah, we're just criticizing. Last question, lads, so we can get to bed. Do you guys think Davinson Sanchez is assured, composed, enough to take us to the next level in Europe? Did well to come up with 2 assists last night, but let Højlund go for both United's goals. So a mixed bag in my humble opinion. As this is from Metin Yilmaz FC. What do you think? Yeah, it's an interesting one.
I think I don't blame him for the first goal. That's hard to defend, man. That's not easy. It's not like he made a simple mistake.
Nelson would have offside trapped that one.
Aside from that, like if you want to try to play him onside, fine, but that's hard to defend, especially the ball I think Rashford put in. It was on a plate for Højlund, on a plate. So that's hard to defend. The second one, like I said, Sergio messed up the pass. He did his best to try to recover, but he slipped, bro. It was like pissing rain. Like it's just, I can't fault him for that too much. You know what I mean? He just slipped. It's not like Højlund like got away from him, and that wasn't the case. And so far, the performances I've seen him put in, the few of them have been really, really good. So I'm not going to say anything negative about him as of right now. I think it's looking very positive. So have to look at the rest of the season and see how he performs. But I think so far it's promising. Yeah.
Yeah, Sanchez is more of an Okan Buruk player than Nelson is. Nelson is just too risk adverse of a player. He doesn't take chances. He would have not had those 2 assists today, for example. He doesn't do what Sanchez does.
That's
But
true.
we
doesn't
wouldn't
look
have
for those
also,
passes.
also not the 2 goals maybe with Nelson.
That's a maybe. You don't know.
Maybe
Nelson's
that's also
slow.
yeah, that's also a maybe. I don't know. It's like, you can't say. It's hard to
I think
say.
it's also the reason why we haven't been able to sell Nelson yet, because of he needs to be better on his feet with these.
Look, I'm going to say something. I don't think we're going to ever be able to sell Nelson for high figures. I think Nelson is purely made for a team that plays 3 at the back. I don't think he's ever going to be in a team that plays 4 at the back system.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I can pretty much agree, I guess. Like, as disappointing as that is, I can see why you're saying that, man. Yeah.
but back on Sanchez, so he's good enough for us to take it to the next level.
He better be. He's 9 million euros.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
he is. As of right now, I think he is. But I don't want to jump to conclusions here. You know, like we have to see a little more. But
After
it's been
his
promising.
first error or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what's going to do
Damn,
is confidence.
Luyendama was a beast against PSG. So
There you go. That's a great point.
I know.
That's a great point. Yeah.
I know. Look at what he's doing now. He's training with the women's team. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right.
We didn't. One thing we didn't talk about.
Hmm?
If there's no other questions,
Nope.
this is the first time Galatasaray has beaten any English team on English soil since it was created. Since Galatasaray as a team was made.
No,
Can
really.
we-
Massive,
Yes.
bro. Yeah, it's true. I can confirm. Massive, bro.
GG, man. Yeah, great. It's awesome. I was thinking if we would have lost this one, I would have felt terrible the whole week. But now it feels so good to win, man. It just makes my week. I'm just so positive.
We
Yeah,
won
no.
and we
Mm.
played like men. We didn't play
I
like
know,
little
I know.
sissies.
No bullshit.
But that's
Sissies.
why, like, you have to soak in these moments because this goes into the collection, bro. Like
I know.
against
Too
Real
bad I couldn't
Madrid,
go, man. I
against
would love to be
Juventus. It's in the collection, bro, and we don't get many of these. Like they don't come often. So when they do,
Uh-huh.
you have to just soak it in, bro. Like that's all I can say, you know?
All right. Who wants to take the closing session?
It's been a while. You take it, Summit.
All right, dear listeners, we love you. We love you for listening. We love you for commenting. We love you when you send us feedback. So feel free to contact us and send us all your feedback on Twitter. You can reach us at TheLionsDenGS or on Instagram, also the same handle at TheLionsDenGS. We also have a Patreon. I think it's the same handle. We don't really look. If you want, you can send some money. What else? What else do we have? We have a Discord.
Fund Summit's vacations.
I know. I fund my. I need a hair transplant. So.
Yeah.
We also have a Discord, so that's fun. You can ask us for a link, and we'll send it to you, so we can discuss things there as well. And with that said, I wish you all a very pleasant week ahead, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.
Peace.
Bye bye.